Alex, bad day at the office?
Yeah, for the first time this season, I think that we weren't what we were about. I think that in the first 5 minutes of a game, it's really important that win your first duel, you win your first header, you set the tone for the rest of the game. We lost way too many duels. Midfielders running past, and tracking runners, that desire to follow or pass on and talk. Centre forwards bringing things down, and that's not what we're about. So really disappointed, because after last week you think you're on a nice high and you work and leading into the game, but if you don't win duels, if we're slightly down on our performance at this level, you get punished.
Goal down in 10 minutes as well, wasn't it? That was after a succession of corners, just couldn't get them away.
Well, again, we pride ourselves on defending set plays and scoring them at the other end. We had, plenty of chances to get the ball on their goal in the first half and miss the target, or one rolled across the 6-yard box. You just expect someone to tap in, and we don't. One close down the keeper, but then obviously if you don't do your job and you allow someone a free header or allow a run on you, you end up conceding a goal. And for all the play in the first half that they had, obviously with their possession, I think they had the 2 shots in the first half, but we didn't do enough. Like, fact, we didn't do enough to win a game. Any game, like I've said before, if we are down a level, we have to be absolutely 100% every game to get results in this league. And when you're not there, you get punished.
It was a telling stat midway through that first half. I think there was 6 shots for either side, but none on target for you.
Goals in games, it's proof. If you don't get the opportunities on target, we saw it with Lincoln at home. Came to us, had 3 shots, got 2 on target, and won the game 1-0. We obviously will be really disappointed with the goal that we conceded. But then you look at and the chances that we create from set plays. Yes, it's a chance. It's not enough though. We obviously want to do better at that. And last week we did. This week, not enough threat at all. But that comes down to, again, winning duels, wanting to run in behind quicker than the player that's marking you, and have that desire to get past them. And if you lack that, then you're not going to win enough games.
So what was the difference between last week and this?
Well, I think they keep the ball very well and they move it, and if you don't get that the press right, and I think at times we didn't get that right in terms of what we were trying to do, and they are going to beat it sometimes, but you just have to face that they will beat it sometimes, but it's risk versus reward, and I don't think we did enough in terms of, well, if my mate's out of position, I'm going to help him. I'm going to go and affect that. And I don't think we did enough for that, rather than just focusing on our own jobs. And again, I think if we'd have got that right, it was a big message for the game that they're a restart team. That's what they do. They build and they want to make the pitch big, and it can be difficult if you don't get it right. And we just lack that intensity to go and press and win the ball. When you go and press, you can go and press, but unless you go in with a real intent to win the ball, you're not doing your job, and we didn't do that well enough.
Another low point must have been Charlie Good limping out just before half-time, but Lewis Freeson came on and was perhaps the positive of the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm not too sure with Charlie at the moment, but we're hoping it's not as bad as obviously what we fear, but. I can't really pinpoint anyone today. I think that we just lack that not energy, because I don't really like that. We didn't lack that intensity to win. That intensity to win a game. If you don't have that, again, I'll say it again. You won't win games. So that has to be a minimum of every game you play, and then obviously everything else comes out from that. But we didn't do enough. There is nothing from me at all. We didn't do enough to win the game. But when you do get those moments away from home and it's a set piece, and at the end there, it's two opportunities that, for me, have to be goals at this level. We need to look back at it, learn, because there'll be a lot of lessons from this, and we're playing another team that want to do the similar. So we have to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And good teams bounce back from a loss, so we have to make sure that that's us.
Will you have to pick the squad up after today, before Tuesday, or will they do it themselves?
We've got good pros. They'll know that within themselves if they've performed to the levels that are expected, and we'll look at it. And obviously there'll be changes for sure on Tuesday. It's not that long till the game, and it's another travel, but there will be changes because that's not at our level today. And you have to perform to stay in the team, stay in the squad, train at your absolute best. We'll be looking at that now, and all focus will be making sure that we go there and get a result.